In my trading posts, that was the most common question people would ask is, how did the Indians make beads? And it was so funny because I'd say, well, the Indians never made beads. They didn't have a bead factory. The Indians were introduced to beads by the traders that came among them. And prior to that time, their work was quill work and paintings on hides. That was their original work. And once the beads were introduced to them, then they just were introduced to a whole new medium, and they just really enjoyed it. And they originally did the beadwork with, and they didn't have needles and thread either. So they would make bones. They would get bone fractures and then put a hole through it, and then they would use sinew and use the sinew and this bone needle, and that's how they would do the beadwork. And then, of course, now they have all modern things like anybody else. So it's faster, easier, and a lot more stronger, and would last longer, because a lot of that old beadwork, it's so fragile because the sinew breaks and the beads fall off, and it's a real technique that's been improved upon.